Welcome to Think Tank with Scott and Will.
Hi there, I'm Scott.
And I'm Will. Today we're going to be talking about the Ubermensch.
Ubermensch, you got
Is
it
that
right.
right?
That first time this time. Very nice.
I always get the German pronunciation and the English pronunciation mixed up. It's a German idea put forward by
Friedrich Nietzsche.
Friedrich Nietzsche. I thought it was him.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got a lot of topics to break down into. So we're going to start off by talking about the Superman, or the Overman, or
That's what Ubermensch translate to functionally. Overman, Superman. Superman's the easier to, that's the one that's got a bit more of a fleshed out idea, I suppose, everyone else.
Well, yeah. If you hear us say Ubermensch, Overman, or Superman, we're pretty much talking about the same thing.
Same thing.
All right. So, Scott, would you like to give us a rundown of Overman?
Sure, not a problem. Well, it's the idea of the Superman. Basically, this is something that mankind strives to get to. All right, Friedrich Nietzsche came up with this idea in the very late 1800s, and it was perverted quite a bit for use by the Nazis in World War II. So if you ever heard the whole Nazi Superman thing, that basically used that as a lot of their ideological basis for basically they're better than other people, therefore other people don't get rights. And all sorts of horrible things can be justified.
But you got to understand that was really not. It wasn't the direction that Nietzsche was heading.
Not at all. Not at all. That was
His sister published a whole bunch of his works and changed them into a feministic Nazi view.
That's it. Yeah.
And that's where a lot of this whole Nazi philosophy shit came from because he died from syphilis and being insane.
From syphilis
and dementia. And then his sister was like a feminist Nazi.
Yeah.
Like, what a combination.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be a feminist, and then I'm going to hate Jews. And then, so she published his works. Like, this is a classic example of it. So, before you make judgment calls, that wasn't actually the idea behind the Ubermensch. Ubermensch. Sorry, I'm combining Overman and Ubermensch, and I'm making Overmensch.
Just say Superman. We'll say Superman. We'll stick with Superman. That's the better way.
Okay, so yeah, Superman. That was the idea behind the Superman. But okay, so sorry to interrupt, but yeah, virtually, Superman is. Well, you want to talk a little bit about will to power? Or?
No, we'll stick with Superman for the moment. It all ties into the will to power, so we'll discuss that in a second. But just to give a bit of background, so. Guy named Friedrich Nietzsche did it came up with the idea for the Superman.
1870s or something.
A bit later, 1870 something. So pretty much that. And it got a lot of flack because it was misused as an ideology of brutality and racism, basically. But the idea is very powerful. I mean, ultimately, the Superman is what humanity has to become, what it aspires to be. Basically, like, take, for example, humans as we are now. And we look at apes in the zoo, for example, and we're like, well, these guys are embarrassing. They're sort of like us, but not quite. They're embarrassing. They're silly. They don't know
evolutionary trail. You look back and you're like...
And the Superman is basically what we would be to apes. It's the guy or girl, totally switched on, a creator, very powerful, and, is basically humanity at their best.
Tesla.
Yeah, but think Tesla. If Tesla liked to go out and run and also paint and do all this other stuff, basically.
Oh, so you're talking about like beyond what we've experienced.
I'm talking about, let's say, Chuck Norris was a motivational speaker and also built engines for a living because he felt like it and painted. That's basically.
So Chuck Norris ran a super marathon, building a truck engine that could paint for him.
Yeah. So just think Chuck. If Chuck Norris was also like.
So virtually you're a badass, physically, emotionally, artistically.
Yeah, you're at the top of your game. Yeah. It's like if Chuck Norris was also Aristotle. That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
He's just good at everything.
Right. So you can either be the Superman and have all these drives and be like, I'm bad. I just want to do all this amazing shit and just fucking do it. Or you can be the Ultimate Man.
That's it.
And the Ultimate Man's like the complete exact opposite. You're like, I'm not trying to group people, but you sit around all day, you smoke weed or whatever, you have no drive, you make excuses for not having any drive. You say, I just don't want to get up. I don't want to do shit. Or maybe you're the depressed person who stays in bed all day.
Oh, it's not even that. I mean, that would be the ultimate man would be far far worse than that. I mean, let's say someone who's a pot smoker. I mean, I don't smoke pot, but I don't really have anything against people that do.
Well,
But
neither do I.
if you were using it in sort of more of a aspiring towards the Superman, which is basically you're taking all these drives, all this energy that you have inside, good, bad, all sorts of things. And you basically can sublimate that. So you use that energy. You know, you get up in the morning, you get mad because, dear God, you don't want to go to work.
Oh, yeah.
So you use that energy to go, well, I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm mad about having to get up to work, but I'm going to use that energy to
do a damn good day's work.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to take that to get a damn good day's work. Or I'm going to wake up and I don't want to wake up. So I'm going to wake up and use that energy to have a morning workout or something like that.
Is it sublining? Is that how you say it?
Sublimation.
Sublimation. Virtually, you take, well, this is the energy I have and this is the result, but I'm going to sublimate that for this result instead. Yeah. And that's virtually what the Overman does. Superman does.
The Superman. Basically, the Superman would be that idea of using all your energy to power, you know, your goal, your creative juices.
You can use that anger and that depression, and you can turn it into something else. And I like to clarify before we go any further. I don't have anything against pot smokers. I just find not all, but at least a large handful of the pot smokers I meet, are just very unmotivated and have no drive to do anything else.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, some people do, some people don't.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you were to use, I mean, ultimately, pot is a tool. Now, if you were going to sublimate pot, you would be doing pot, but it'd be okay. I'm smoking. Now I'm going to create. Now I'm going to write. Now I'm going to do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's a bit of a crutch if you're going to use that. But I mean, you're basically taking good things, bad things, and turning them into a fuel to create, to better yourself. You know, you're mad because you've got a hard day's work. So you go home and use that anger to work out in the gym so you can get your mind in the right place so you can meditate.
Some people are really good at this too. Some people, like, they get mad and then they go for like a 10K run. Or they get mad and then they set a new personal best at bench press.
That's what you do. That's sublimation at its best, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the Superman is ultimately the aspiring direction of humanity.
I mean, I find
using this as a tool.
Well, yeah, I find that to be the easiest way to step into the role of overmanning, to get emotional things and do physical things. I mean, it's amazing. Like the ease of doing that in comparison to I'm angry, so I'm going to create a freaking truck engine. You know, is comparatively different. I mean, like, I do it. I get angry or upset about something, and then I'll go and I'll do a goddamn awesome run or workout, or I'll do something really physical. But when it comes to artistic things, like,
I mean, it's a holistic thing. I mean, you don't have to say, okay, I'm the Superman, therefore I'm a beautiful butterfly painter that twirls around. You know, it's not necessarily that. It's basically you're switched on in all directions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You're creative, you're intelligent, you're discerning, you're a great singer, a great laugher. Basically, it's just, okay, whatever the world throws at you, you laugh and do your best. You know, okay, something that would crush someone's spirit.
A ultimate man.
Yeah, or I suppose a lesser man sort of works because you've built yourself up.
We've talked about the Overman too much. I think
it's just a hard thing to clarify simply.
Well, yeah.
We'll continue talking about it, yeah. But that's the idea. You've taken everything and sublimated all this bad energy, all this good energy, and you've turned it towards bettering yourself as a complete person.
I get the feeling the Ultimate Man sort of lets the feelings control him as opposed to him control the feelings.
That's it. Basically, you're like a gleeful creator. You're like a child almost, you know? You can wrestle lions, but you can also you can laugh at tragedy. You can laugh at death. It means nothing to you. You're basically, you know, a super creating badass. That's what you are. You know, you excel at everything you do because whatever you do, it's positive.
What about the Ultimate Man? Well, there's no creation there.
Yeah. The idea is what Nietzsche was saying is, okay, we must prepare the ground for the Superman. We have to be trying to do everything we can and create and be fellow creators and get together to lay the ground, and eventually we'll become the Superman.
Because you never actually become.
No, it's not something we can do in our lifetime. All you can do is...
I think it's a mind game.
Yeah.
It's like, we're never going to do this. But the whole idea behind this is thinking that one day we will, because we all have to continuously strive to be better, and then better, and then better, and then better.
A great example for that is like, okay, you climb a mountain. You know what I mean? It's hard, it's difficult, it's wearying. But, you get there, use your determination. Then you use your spite. This mountain's not going to win me. Then you use your love. Man, I just want to get to the top. I'm going to prove this for my wife. I'm going to prove it and say it to my son when he grows up that I created this and you can do anything because I climbed this mountain.
Then you find out you're halfway up the mountain and she's sleeping with Fred.
Yeah.
And then you're like, F this, I'm going to get to the top of the mountain and show Fred who's boss.
Yeah, exactly. You're using all this negative and positive stuff. Then you get to the top of the mountain. And then you're above the clouds and realize this is only a small mountain and there are 10 times, 20 times mountains there in front of you. And then you're like, climbing. Well, this is the job for my son. I've climbed as hard as I can. This is my new base camp. Son, take what I did, be better than me again, climb this mountain. So we can climb more mountains. And eventually the top of this top mountain is, we're such badasses now that we're all Superman. We can't help
but then by the time all the Superman get to the top of that badass super mountain, they're like, oh, hey, look, there's something even better than mountains.
That's
now.
it. But
why don't we dive?
We're so switched on. We're so into it. Our creative juices are flowing. We're feeling powerful because we do all these things. That if anything, you'd love to climb mountains. Maybe I should just get a 9-to-5 job. No, I'm going to climb mountains and get people to pay me money to climb mountains because I love doing that stuff.
So, do ultimate men, do the unmotivated shape the foundation, or is that somebody else?
No. The Superman or the Ubermensch. We'll just stick with Superman because it gets confusing. Is basically you to be switched on, climbing that.
No, I mean the ultimate man, the complete opposite.
Yeah, I'm just making sure that it's clear. The ultimate man is the opposite of that. Basically, Nietzsche was saying that we have to become the Superman because if we don't, we'll become the ultimate man. Basically, it's where all your passion is run out, all your fire, all your energy, all your creative juices have just worn out, and you're just sleepwalking through life.
Yeah.
It's like a guy who wakes up and wants to work in a big corporation in a cubicle and go home and go to sleep and does that every day. And not only can't he get himself out of that rut, he doesn't want to.
Because he's fine sitting around doing that. Because he has no drive to do anything different or special with his life.
That's it. It's basically humanity with all the joy taken out of it. Who just go, well, I'll just do this. This is the safe thing to do. They never do anything fun, exciting. All the creative spark, all the potential is gone.
So arguably, you would say, a lot of philosophers, like Plato, actually Aristotle said this one.
Okay.
It was a pretty bleak outview of life, and virtually it's, dude, you wake up and you go to a job that you hate, and you slave hating this job, saving up money so that later on in life you can enjoy life. Then you get put in a home and then die and you've saved up all this money so that your kids can have the exact same life that you had.
Yeah.
Never once doing what you really love.
It's horrifying, isn't it?
Yeah. But you could say that virtually what Aristotle's talking about is the ultimate man.
Yeah. Well, what Aristotle's talking about is basically existence.
Oh, yeah. Well.
It's like the myth of Sisyphus rolling this rock up a hill. That was a euphemism for life. You roll the rock up the hill, you get to the top, finally, this rock is at the top of the hill, and then it rolls back down and you do it again. Except you're doing it again as your kids now.
Well, yeah. Well, so virtually the story behind how do you say something?
Sisyphus. I think it was Sisyphus.
Sisyphus, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
Virtually the story behind him was it was an old Greek parable. There's this guy, I'm going to call him Sis, because I'm pretty tongue-tied. My pal Sis. Anyway, my pal Sis, he died. And how you go to Hades.
Well, he made a deal with Hades before he died, which is how he ended up
there. Yeah, well, he ended up there. No, you see, he ended up there, then he made the deal. And he said, okay. I want to go back, I want to say bye to my wife, I want to say bye to my kids and finish off my business affairs. and then I promise I'll come back.
Hmm.
And then he's like, well, yeah, all right. I'm feeling charitable.
Yeah,
I'll let you.
Hades is in a good mood today. Sure.
Hey, yeah, the god of the underworld's in a pretty good mood today, so I'll let you go back and say see you later to your wife. And then
But come back though, right?
yeah, but you're gonna come back. You're gonna come back though, because I can't just not let you not die. So anyway, of course you see Hades can't leave Hades. He can't leave the underworld, and so he's like, oh yeah, I want to go say you later to my wife, and he does all the stuff, but then he starts reminiscing about how much he's gonna miss Earth, Greece. And then he's like, fuck Hades. I ain't going back.
Pull me back himself.
Yeah, come back yourself, bitch. Anyway, so, stuff happens. I think Zeus helped him out or some shit like that. And
probably piss off Hades.
Yeah, well, most likely. And then he gets punishment. And so his punishment after he got back was he had to roll this massive, incredibly large stone boulder to the top of a hill, and it took him months of excruciating pain and hard work and sleepless nights. Then, right as he's about to get it to the top, the stone magically rolls all the way back down to the bottom.
And you got to do it again.
And he's got to do it again and again. And you see, it's futile because
that's the horror of it. Yeah. It's not the fact that it's heavy and it takes a lot of effort. It's there's just no release from this. Like, you drag it to the top and your effort is pointless.
Yeah. I mean, if he was stacking stones there, he could have built like a pub or something. He could be, look what I made. Look at this, look I created. But no, he doesn't even do that because he doesn't get the opportunity to stack one.
Yeah, it just rolls down again.
Yeah. And to be honest, we're getting a bit off topic, but the same can be said for both the Superman and the Ultimate Man. Virtually, they can both be Siths.
I mean, well, the myth of Sisyphus is basically a euphemism for life. It's basically we spend all this hardcore effort pushing this rock to the top of the hill, and then it rolls down, and it's not Sisyphus that does it again. It's our children roll the same rock.
Because you're rolling the rock, which is a metaphor for you go to work 9 to 5 doing the shit that you hate, and then you die, and then that stone rolls to your kids, and then they fall into the same steps you did going, oh, instead of doing what I really wanted to do in life or what makes me happy, I'll just do this job because I need money to pay bills and get my kids into college so that they can earn money so that their kids can earn money and die.
Yeah, that's I suppose the Ultimate Man will be happy with it. He couldn't see it any other way. It's not like, oh, okay, well, this job is boring that I help my kids with, but maybe I should do a Tai Chi class. Maybe I should do an art class. I'd love to dance. The Ultimate Man doesn't want to dance. He doesn't care about it. He just wants to go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. The Ultimate Man's just like, well, I'd had my day at work, so whatevs. I'm not creative. I'll just do what I have to do. I'll do what I have to do. So yeah, I think that's the difference between the Ultimate Man and the Superman. You do what you want to do, or you do what you have to do.
Well, I mean, I suppose the difference is the Superman would be like, well, I'm going to go to this boring job because this boring job gets me where I need to be now. But I'm going to do the best this boring job. I'm going to get into management, and maybe I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to stop doing it. I'm going to become a painter. I'm going to go travel the world now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go and make the best of absolutely everything. No fear. Doesn't matter.
No fear, mother effer.
Okay, well, money's running low. Oh, that's okay. It's a challenge. Excellent. I'm going to go do something new and interesting and make money off that. It's not even about money. It's about basically taking all this energy, your fear, your love, your desire, and grabbing hold of that energy from that and turning it into where you want to go.
Oh, yeah. And like I said, with the Ultimate Man, that's pretty much the opposite. But I think now is a good opportunity to talk about the will to power.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is virtually will to power is virtually, your expression of yourself. I'm feeling tongue-tied, Scott. Give us a hand.
Sure. Well, ultimately, the will to power is tied into the Superman very much so. It was pretty much... Oh, actually, no, it's a different book of his. The one where he talks about the Superman is Thus Spoke Zarathustra.
Was it Beyond Good and Evil?
Twilight of the Gods and the Antichrist is where he really went into the will to power. Basically, the idea of the will to power is it's in every expression of what we do.
Yeah, that's
your will to power. Everything you do, actions that you do, are basically an expression of your desire for power. It's not. It's an.
Would you agree that this is slightly utilitarianistic way of looking. I mean, utilitarians believe that everything must create utility because that's the only thing that matters. Would you agree that it is similar when you say power is the only thing that matters? I need more power.
Well, yeah, it is a utility thing. I mean, I'd say so. I think it very much does the same sort of thing. You know, for example, like, oh, okay, I'm going to go out and, you know, it can be good or bad. You know what I mean? Your will to power is basically, okay, I want to get out there and get a good job because it makes me happy. I'm willing I'm using my will to do things that I want. That's your will to power.
We see that comes into a lot of Zen ideas, which is virtually you have to do what you want. You have to assert who you are and assert your personal energy. Otherwise, what the hell are you doing with yourself?
Yeah, but basically the idea is the will to power. It's in everything, and every action you do is a function of the will to power. You know, every action you do is the idea to gain more power. You know what I mean?
And you have to be powerful to get power. So if you're not exerting your will to power, or in other words, if you're not exerting the essence of who you are, your power, your strength, your drives, your motivation, and your energy, how are you supposed to get more of that so that you can keep exerting?
The only option is the way you react when you don't have power.
And you don't want to react.
I mean, let's give this an example, okay? Like, let's say I do something nice for Will.
Thanks, Scott.
Not a problem, buddy. Not a problem. Let's say I go out and buy Will a nice, Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
A nice one. 50s Roadster. We're talking. You know, this is a car that you would trade in the hottest woman in the world for.
I would trade in.
But probably not because, well, that's very charitable of you, Will. As long as I can drive it sometime, why not?
Yeah. You
bought it for me.
You bought it for me, mother effer.
But the idea is, oh man, I was thinking about cars and I forgot about.
Yeah, I know a lady who could get you a Rolls Royce.
What would you pay?
It's in pretty crappy condition. We could fix it up.
Oh, okay. That's will to power. But basically, the idea is let's use an example. Okay, I do something really nice for Will. I buy something for him, and he's like, no, you don't have to. You don't have to. Don't step on my power. Don't have to. And I do anyway. But now I've entered his sphere and done something for him. So now the only way he can exert his power is to basically, actually, buddy, I'll help you out later on. I owe you one.
Isn't this a little bit? Who is it? Is it Thomas Hobbes? They talk about you've done something nice for me, and that's like one-upped you.
Yeah, that's it. It's if you one-up them, you've done something nice to them, and they feel like
this
they
was
have.
Nietzsche, was it? I thought this came.
Rollins talked about this one, but he was referencing someone else.
I think he was referencing the social contract. Because
I think it was spheres of power actually for this one.
You sure?
I'm not. I think Nietzsche did talk about this actually. No, Nietzsche did talk about this in the Will to Power or the Antichrist or
because if you one up
Twilight of the Gods.
No, it's not social contract. It's something else that he taught. I'm positive it was him.
Well, Nietzsche did cover this sort of stuff. I remember reading it a while ago.
Well, virtually the idea behind it is he one ups me, so I feel compelled to do something nice in return.
Yeah, you have to exert your power. I've entered Will's sphere and shown him to be less powerful by doing something nice for him. I've been charitable. I've been good. I've been nice.
So and now you feel better about yourself. Like you feel raised up.
Yeah, that's it. I've done something nice. I feel powerful. I have shown my friend that I am powerful by doing this nice thing for him.
And
it doesn't necessarily have to be negative too. It could be the most nice thing, but you're still showing you're exerting your power.
Whether you admit it or not, hey, that Rolls Royce. If you gave me a Rolls Royce, I would feel indebted to you.
That's it.
Socially.
That's it.
Yeah, and because I feel indebted to you, I'm going to spend subconsciously. I'm going to spend so much time thinking.
Or resent me because you feel like you're not powerful.
Like freaking Scott got me a Rolls Royce. How am I going to even it out?
Yeah, how am I going to, get even?
Exactly. Like you never just like, oh man, you got me a Rolls Royce. That is amazing. Thanks. It's a freaking Roadster. Thanks, man. I'm not even going to bother paying you back in any way, shape, or form because I'm perfectly fine with you one-upping me continuously. What a way to live.
Yeah. It doesn't work like that. You can't do it.
You can't do it, man.
You get mad. This guy's doing too much for me.
Yeah, this guy's too fucking nice.
You know?
Did we just... Anyway.
As long as I don't have to buy you a car, I'm fine.
Yeah. Well, you got me lunch last time, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, but you bought me lunch a while ago, so I have to even it out.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah, but you see, you've still done it to me, so I
Yeah,
want to do it to you.
nah.
Yeah.
I bought you lunch. I've made you my bitch. Now you got to get mad.
Now I'm going to get mad and make you mine.
That's it. You're going to buy me lunch as well. That's the way it goes.
Okay, so will to power, virtually it's your expression of yourself in any form of yourself.
That's it. Everything you do is an expression of your will to power or your reaction to not having power. Let's say someone goes out there, makes a total success of them. It's like, this jerk. This guy thinks he's better than me. I'm going to tear him down.
We do it all the time. We get jealous.
Yeah.
How? Look at that guy up there with them hot bitches. You know what? I do it, man. I do it a lot.
Okay.
There's this guy on Facebook. I don't know who. I have no fucking clue who this son of a bitch is. But he's living the life. No, I'm serious, man. One of the guys at TAFE kept showing me his pictures. He's like, he's on a plane and he's got like 2 naked chicks on his lap and a whole bunch of coke. And then he gets off the plane into like a jewel encrusted yacht. I'm exaggerating. Well, honestly, I'm not exaggerating that much.
Damn.
And
that awesome.
Oh yeah. And they're like, oh man, I'd love to be this guy. He's got a beard. He's got women. Yeah. And then I'm just looking at it and I'm like, I fucking hate this guy.
Yeah, I want to tear this guy down.
This guy's a piece of shit. I freaking hate this guy. And it's not because I want to be him. It's just I hate him. Yeah. I have no respect for the guy. I don't even know the guy. Yeah. I freaking hate him, and I can't help but hate him. And it comes back to the whole will to power. Stop exerting so much will to power, you son of a bitch.
Well, that's it. Your will to power is you're using your will. You're exerting your will. That's what it is. And no matter what you're doing, you know.
Yeah. Whether it be positive or negative.
I'm sure whatever it is, whatever example you can think of, you can break it down enough to say, okay, this is about power. This is about exerting my will on the world.
So what is a better way to exert your power? To become creative?
Well, or I think ultimately it's how you exert it. I mean, you can exert it in petulant ways. You can be like, all right, this guy makes me mad. Look at him. Dear God, he's living the dream. Meanwhile, I'm here getting lunch bought for me by Scott. Hate this guy. Hate this guy on this plane with his hot women. But what you do, instead of getting mad about it, you're like, nah, that's going to be me. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take my anger. I'm going to take my frustration.
I'm never going to have my lunch bought by you again.
Oh, that's what happens. We're going to use it on the show. We're going to break it
down. Okay, so Mark Rylance talked a little bit about this in Philosopher at the End of the Universe. Virtually, it was Darth Vader is the wrong sort of Superman.
That's it.
Because Darth Vader had all this power and drives and energy and fuel, and he did dumb shit with it.
That's it. All he did was destroy shit.
Yeah, he was destructive.
That's it. He had all this power. He had all this influence. He got himself up to being a giant lightning bolt firing badass.
He lost his wife. Did Darth Vader have... Yeah, he did have kids, obviously. But he thought they were dead. Did he?
No, well, his wife died and he never saw the kids.
And he never saw the kids.
He didn't know about the kids.
Oh,
basically,
he didn't know.
His wife died during childbirth.
And he's like, no, Stella.
Yeah, he's pretty loud.
And so his wife died and he had all that emotions exploding out from within him. Then he had that creepy old dude feeding him bad shit. And then he joined the dark side and got all super strong and shit like that.
That's it.
But he destroyed planets and he killed people and he reaped like vengeance and destruction and exerted his influence in a negative way.
That's it. All he did was break things that people had created.
Yeah. You want to create things alongside what people have created or even make their creations more powerful and improve upon them until they continue. Like, it's like someone creates a snowball, but you're like, give me that snowball, and you take it off and then you roll it down a snowy hill. And it slowly picks up more and more and more.
But yeah, what Darth Vader's functionally done is he hasn't created anything. He's just been a destroyer. And you need destroyers because creators such as, people who are trying to become the Superman need people to...
shake the foundations!
Yeah, you need someone to struggle against. You need that energy. You need that drive. And you need big things.
But there's a big foundation. I like to think of it like it's holding up the big house. And you need to shake that shitty foundation so that that shitty piece of shit house can come down. And then the creators can come in and build up a freaking mansion.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. You need to create something. And Darth Vader was being a destroyer. He wasn't creating value. What he could have done was, dear God,
He could have been the best Mozart.
my wife's died. I've got all this energy. I've got all this anger. I've got all this rage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend some time with myself for a while.
Sublime myself.
Yeah, sublimate.
Sublimate.
Yeah, you're going to hold on to this and make it useful, and then build my own giant ass Jedi Academy where I can teach people how to become the best warriors in the world, so they can go out and help people and create their own schools and create this way of life that people can get out there and do what they want to do, follow their dreams and shit. But instead, he just blew up Alderaan by being a dick, even after Leia told him where, you know.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it, Sully.
You know, I'm going to hit you for that. Right?
Yeah,
you made that bet. But yeah, so he goes out and just destroys everything. He's not creating anything. You know, that's what it is. You need to take all this energy and turn it into something that works for you. What he was is, even though he was big and badass and powerful, he was still acting from a place of no power. He was bitter. He was sad.
He had enough power to be a creator, but he wasted all that energy being a destroyer.
That's it. He was operating from a place of pain and sadness.
Because you have like destructiveness here, and then above that you have creation. And there's creation, like you need way more energy.
Oh yeah, I mean, bringing someone down, ragging on people, making them feel like crap, isn't that hard. Creating something new and beautiful and interesting is difficult. Like writing a novel, you know, write your own ebook on fitness, or get out there and be the best person you be. Be a motivational speaker. That stuff's hard. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of drive to do that. But what you can do is sublimate all these emotions you have. I'm feeling really jittery. That's great. Use that energy to do what you want to do, what you need to do, you know, to get yourself to that next level of your own development. That's what it is. It's everyone helping each other or being a creative inspiration for everyone else, so we can all raise ourselves to that next level of motivation and power.
So how do you get that motivation? How do you get your motivation, Scott?
Mostly from other people. I mean, I find it very difficult to self-motivate by myself. I'm very much a group motivational person. If I can get that energy out there and help other people to get motivated, then I get motivated.
Yeah.
You know? I get motivated by motivating other people. If there's nothing to transfer, if there's no energy to work with, I find it very difficult to be motivated.
So you're not so much a creator as much as you are an amplifier.
Yeah, that's generally me. I'm usually, if someone comes up with a great idea, which I may bounce off with them to get that idea, I'm the one that goes, okay, let's give that initial shove to get it there. And people are still motivated. People are keen for it. I'm keen. I'm extra keen. Let's get it done.
Bang.
But by myself, I find it difficult. Yeah. I always have. Yeah.
There you go. I think I've always found myself to be a little bit more of a creator than an amplifier. Yeah. Not so much like a creator as in I'm an overman, but creator as in I can do things on my own. I can get things started. I might not be able to amplify them into a big way, but you know, it has its directional course. So you get your energy from others and then amplify it, and it becomes your own, huh?
That's it. And I mean, the idea of really what Nietzsche was talking about with the Superman was, okay, you want everything to help amplify that energy. You know, you've got friends, right? But you've got friends that are on the road with you. It's not people that rag you down, put you down and rag you out when you try to become something better. And people do. People don't want you to change. They know who you are now. And if you become awesome and cool, they might not be able to hang out with you anymore because they feel bitter about you. So you need to find people that are going to help you along that road.
That's why when you get together,
fellow creators.
That's why when you get together with people, they have to be on a similar mindset.
You have to.
Because
you need companions, competitors, and fellow creators all in the same people. You know,
I find that you walk your path in life, and you have those people who will stand beside you for a while, and then you have those people who stand beside you for life. But you're always walking past.
That's it. You're always going to keep walking. And some people follow you for a while and stop. Some people go on ahead without you. And some people get left behind.
It's very rare that you find a person that will walk with you. And you know, that's why relationships Like intimate relationships don't last years and years and years and years and years very often. Like you have to find your special one because you're both walking at the same pace.
Yeah, it's either that or you definitely provide that motivation with each other. I mean, let's say one of them could be. Let's turn the stereotype on its head. Let's say you want to be a stay-at-home dad and a painter, and your wife wants to be your total business success.
She wants to be a interior designer for a global national company that has now fused with a construction company.
That's it. Constructo Flower Global.
Constructo Flower Global.
I don't know. I tried to think of something pretty.
Flower Constructions.
Yeah, Flower Designs.
Flower
Designs Incorporated.
Flower Designs Incorporated. Bingo, bango.
That's it. And but yeah, you got to provide. You got to help each other get there. I mean, you might be happy with what you're doing, but you might be being a creative person too. As long as you're bettering yourself, you're getting there.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to think of yourself.
It's not even about money. You might not care about money. Maybe money isn't important to you.
Money creates negative energy. Not negative meaning bad energy, but you lose the right sort of energy for the different sort of energy.
I think people forget that money's just a tool.
Yeah.
Money's got no intrinsic value. What you do with money is you spend it on things that make your life easier or you make your life happier.
Instrumental.
That's it.
Completely and utterly instrumental and expendable.
And some people get to they take the safe path. They don't follow their dreams. They don't follow what gets them excited and creative. And that's why they end up with a midlife crisis, because they just chase the money and then they realize 20 years down the track that, well, money didn't make me happy. I'm not happy. What can I do to make happy? This money doesn't do anything.
Yeah, and this goes back to the rolling the boulder.
I don't know, man. Rolling the boulder is just a euphemism for life. It's basically saying no matter what you do, no matter what you create, no matter how hard you strive,
futility.
You'll be dead and your kids will have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But really, you want to get out of that cycle. You want to break that cycle, and you want to be, when this rock rolls back down, you want to advance that Superman, Overman agenda as much as you can. You're the best rock roller, the most creative, awesome rock roller ever. When it rolls back down, maybe it stays a few feet higher, and your kids will roll that rock and it will fall down a few feet higher. And eventually, we'll reach that top of the mountain, and we'll build that bar, and we'll all get hammered forever.
I like that.
I don't know. What are you going to do with a bar? Once you've transcended humanity and your own limitations, and you build a bar. So you're going to get
built a bar in Hades out of boulders.
You're probably the happiest guy in the underworld now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're
probably the only guy that's like most hated in the underworld.
No, but everyone else is being consumed in flame, and you're just having a pint.
Pint in a bar that you made in Hades out of rocks.
You've run on a hill too, so you got a good view of the hellfire.
You're up. Heat rises though.
That's it.
So you're gonna have a really cold pint.
No. You double glaze the windows.
Glaze.
Air conditioning on the inside.
Air conditioning made of rocks though.
Made of rock air conditioning. Because you're a badass. You've transcended your own limitations. And made air conditioning with rocks.
You've transcended physics. There's no physics in hell.
Well, you're just a spirit with no body. So I'm sure you can work out a way to have spirit air.
So it's a spirit boulder that you rolled to the top. It made a spirit bar with spirit conditioning.
That's it.
Because there's no air in hell.
And you're not going to let anyone get a spirit tab because, damn it, they're going to work for it. But you build this bar with your bare hands.
But you're going to sell some spirits, though, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just like dead people in a cup. Anyway, I think we're just being idiots now. So we're going to wrap this one up. Any other queries? Let us know. Anything else that you'd like to add, Scott?
I'd like to sum it up in 2 minutes.
Yeah, okay, go back. Yeah.
Basically, the idea, let's just go through it.
Okay, so
I've created a helpful 10 words that we've been talking about. Okay, so the Superman, okay? It's an idea by Nietzsche. What it is you take all your negative energy, your positive energy, and you focus that on being a creator and advancing yourself and advancing your own development. The ultimate man is what happens when everyone can no longer advance because they have no energy left. The world is a grey, boring place full of losers, and no one wants that. So help yourself, help your kids. The will to power is what you do in every action that advances your your power. Basically, it's your desire to express yourself and express your will upon the world and change it. I'm about 85% convinced on this idea, but if you think about it,
I'm a little bit less convinced, honestly.
it depends how far you break it down.
I like to take it with a little grain of salt because I think there are other ideas that follow the same path that mean more to me.
No, of course, of course. I mean, but if it's not expressing your desire to make a change in the world or being frustrated that the change in the world has been affecting you, I think you can use that. I think it's very fundamental to everything we do.
I think lately I've just become a little bit less philosophic and a little bit more zen.
Okay. But I mean, but Zen is about exerting your power to create stillness.
No, stillness is always there. Stillness.
Okay.
Zen is about finding. How about this? We'll end this video and then we'll talk about Zen.
Sure, done.
Okay.
I'm keen. You can talk more for this one.
Okay.
That sounds good to me.
Okay. Well, we're going to wrap this video up and then we're going to do another little short video for you guys. Anyway, look, any questions? Post a comment.
Yeah, post a comment. Honestly, man, guys and gals, I am happy to do a summation of this because it's a complicated topic, and the source book where he covers this is weird as hell.
Scott's really good at this particular topic. He really is.
Yeah, I love this shit. So let me sum it up for you all. But seriously, get out there, make success of yourself. Do what you love.
Check the foundations.
You're gonna be happy. You're gonna be so happy, guys.
Sounds good. Anyway, we'll speak again real soon. Catches.